I found the perfect recipe for the perfect gun in Voidtrain. Hey, I'm Tim, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to build the best possible weapon in Voidtrain. We're going to go over how the gun system actually works, where to find rare parts, and how to craft your perfect build. Sorry, I had to get the early 2000s heavy metal montage clip in there, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and get into this. So step number one, you're going to want to find your first rifle. Your journey into the gun crafting system starts when you find your first rifle. It usually drops off early game enemies. And once you got it, that's your entry ticket into the weapon modding system. Next, let's talk about the armory table. The armory table is where the real magic happens. This is where you'll assemble and deconstruct any weapons you find, and you can even build them from complete scratch. Think of it like a crafting bench, but with way more complexity. Each weapon is made up of multiple components. There's barrels, stocks, receivers, magazine, grip, and core. And each affects your weapon performance in unique ways. Barrels can do things like change the projectile that you're using to make it like an assault rifle or a submachine gun or even a shotgun. Receivers affect the fire rate and accuracy. Stocks affect balancing and handling. And the magazines obviously affect your reload speed and your magazine capacity. Now, one thing I highly suggest is when you start finding multiple weapons, definitely throw them on the armory table and deconstruct them all and keep all the parts for it. I personally have 4 chests for gun parts, so I can mix and match and play around with different things to see if I can find what I like. And also keep in mind, just because a weapon is green does not mean it doesn't have blue, purple, or even legendary attachments equipped to it. So make sure you put every weapon on the table, tear it apart, scrap it, recycle everything you don't want to use, and keep the things that you do. Now, when it comes to actually crafting a weapon that you will like or you will use or that will do very good, don't just slap a bunch of random parts together, because each weapon part has hidden synergies. Pairing certain receivers with certain barrels can drastically improve recoil control, damage output, or just completely change the entire way that the gun works. For instance, I have 3 legendary grips that have an affix on it to make it 3-round burst. And I hate that one. I hate it. It's so dumb. Like, it makes it do no damage whatsoever. All right, so let's go ahead and break down my weapon that I use for everything here. And we're going to start off with the long range barrel blindness. Now, each parenthesis word after, it says a long range barrel, something else. That pretty much indicates what properties that it's going to give you. So long range barrel blindness gives me 50% increased critical multiplier and a 7% chance to not consume durability. Next, we've got our magazine. That's going to add while reloading, the damage taken is reduced by 48%, which is a nice little buff to have. Our frame is extremely important, and I highly suggest you find a frame that has this property on it. 23% increased movement speed with this weapon. This helps drastically in the area where you do like the 5 waves and stuff, because it always feels like you just have a hard time getting away from them. This is awesome. I've seen it on multiple different frames from like white all the way to legendary, so definitely take full advantage of that. This also gives us 50% more critical multiplier, so now we're doing 100% crit, which is awesome. The grip, be very careful with the grip. Like I mentioned earlier, don't get bamboozled. Just because it's legendary doesn't mean it's good. This is just a standard blue grip. Stability increased while firing, accuracy increased while firing, and each third shot deals increased damage. So Almost every other grip in the game wants to make your rifle 3-round burst, and that's probably where a lot of people struggle with trying to build a good weapon. Next we've got a stock. This stock is just a green stock. It doesn't do anything different. I personally haven't seen any other stocks other than green stocks. Same thing goes with the optic. The optics do vary a little bit in difference, but not too much. And then the core just kind of comes and goes because these things seem to have like extremely low durability and use time. But this one that I have on here currently is the flamethrower, and I think personally the best one I've found so far is like called Ice Shatter, and it shoots like ice crystals that freezes whoever you're shooting at. So yeah, that's pretty much my full weapon breakdown here. I would highly suggest, if you don't understand this thing right here, this is the repair bar. It tells you what's required to repair it. So I highly suggest you keep your gun repaired, because if you do not, you will be constantly fixing jams. At about 60%, your gun jams about 3 times per reload. It's pretty lame, but just make sure you keep your gun fully repaired at all times. So I know some of you are asking, how do you actually find these good attachments and parts, and how do you find the legendary ones? Well, here's the loot loop that you're going to want to focus on. So first off, make sure you're stopping at the wave stations. They're the ones with the little flower dudes that send you into a different world to go fight 5 waves. If you can complete all 5 waves, you get 3 chests. You can bring all 3 of them back with you, using your pets to haul them back to the train. Make sure you don't leave the train station without grabbing them from the side of the train, because they dropped them off on the side of the train, and I think I've left some chests behind because of that. Once you get those chests, make sure you turn them into the anvil in the back of the different POI depots that you stop into for a chance at some legendary items. These same chests also come from the puzzle POIs as well. If you can figure those out, they will also produce a chest for you that you can use at that same anvil to have another chance at more cool stuff. Make sure you're using the tokens that you get from killing all the bad guys at the slot machine. If you get 3 pigs in a row, you will get a guaranteed legendary attachment from that. All weapon attachments have a chance to drop off enemies, so make sure you're going back and looting absolutely everything that you can. I have gotten legendary drops off of enemy drops before, so this is also a good viable option. Also, don't forget that whether a weapon that drops on the ground is green, blue, or purple, make sure you put it on the bench and check it to see, because like 3 of the 10 legendaries I've found have came from green weapons that I've just found laying on the ground. So that there is the recipe for building the perfect weapon in Voidtrain. Experiment with different parts, keep your armory stocked up, keep your chest full, play around with different stuff, and eventually you'll have a gun that's as deadly and as beautiful as mine. Now, if you guys found this guide helpful, be sure to hit the like button. It sure helps me out a lot. And drop your weapon build down in the comments below in case I missed anything. And be sure to subscribe if you like this type of video. And there's going to be tons more for the rest of my life on this channel. So you guys be good, take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.